thank you all for joining so very much today in this special budget amendment meeting. And as my email stated earlier, Susie and I will keep this brief and get everybody onto the wonderful Father's Day weekend. So I would like to call the meeting to order officially. And do I need to do roll call first?
Yes, please.
All right, so I would like to do roll call for the DDA board members. So Brian Ford, are you present?
I'm present.
Cheryl Mitchell, are you present? I see you down there, Cheryl. Maybe not. Let's see if she's muted here. Hold on. Brian, Cheryl. We'll give Cheryl a Mitchell. I'll come back to her briefly. Bobby Levins, are you present?
Yes.
Fred Prime?
Yes.
Pam Schermeyer?
Present.
Dan Sugg? Present. Susie, can you text Cheryl and see if, oh, she's on mute now. Hold on, let me see if I can take her off. Cheryl, are you there? Cheryl? Oh, my computer does not have a mic and I cannot connect with my phone. That's not good. Bobby, can, Cheryl doesn't, you can, let me get the chat box up here. Let's see. I can't see the chat box here. Oh, there it is. Do you need?
Is she using her computer or is she phoning in?
I'm asking. So I said, my computer does not have a mic and she doesn't sound like she can connect with her phone. But Bobby, you're dialed in, right?
Yeah, I dialed in.
Yeah. Can you text her herself?
Yeah, I dialed in.
Oh, there she is. I heard her.
Cheryl?
I'm here. Yes.
Has joined the meeting. Is the official I'm present for Cheryl, so we definitely have a quorum now. Oh, and there's Kelly. Hey, Kelly.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, hey, Kelly.
The gang's all here now. All right.
Is Dan Vertibar here? I don't see him on the.
No, I don't have Dan Vertibar on here also.
Okay. So maybe he'll come in late. So.
All right. Great. So if do I need a motion for the approval of the agenda, or do we want to add to the agenda before we approve it?
Yeah, I think we should. I think it would be a good idea to add that as a new item to change the date for the July meeting.
Okay, so on new business, we're going to amend the agenda.
What are you changing it to, Susie?
I'm suggesting either Wednesday, July 15th or Thursday, July 16th. We can keep it at noon, either way.
I am open both days. Any bad dates for anyone on those 2 days?
I'm checking right now.
Yeah,
Let's do the motion real quick though. To amend the agenda.
Okay, so
We're still intending that to be a virtual meeting, correct?
That is correct.
So I would ask for a motion to amend the agenda to include changing the date of the meeting from the 17th to the new date of either the 15th or the 16th. And with that amendment, I would ask for an approval of the agenda.
So moved.
That was you, Kelly?
Yes, ma'am.
And Bobby seconding the motion for that. All right, Susie, new business.
All right, well, so we'll do budget amendment stuff first, and then we'll come back to the July date, if everyone's okay with that. So you all got my budget amendment sheet, which is that fancy little spreadsheet. Really, this is just as I said in my email earlier this morning, this is really just a cleanup to make sure that we weren't over budget any longer in some areas, which were we were slightly over in employee taxes and benefits. The farmers market, which is where currently where Chris's salary and his expenses are coming from. Next year, that's going to be all included within the salaries and wages. But so there was a slight overage in the farmers market one, as well as repairs and maintenance, and then the miscellaneous expenditures. Those were over, so we just need to adjust to get them in a good spot. And then there's a slight addition to the planning and consulting fees to cover that portion of the design engineering for the TAP grant. You may recall at the May meeting, I think it was at the May meeting, we had discussed the city and DDA splitting the expenses for the engineering costs related to that TAP grant. So I think it was mostly more of a misunderstanding of how it was going to be split out between the fiscal years. So that just allows us to make sure that we can cover our portion for this fiscal year, and then in the upcoming fiscal year we'll have an additional expense, so which is already budgeted for. But that is in a nutshell what we have.
Any questions from the gang on that?
Every day, watching your news.
No
I
questions.
don't think that was a question. I can't hear the background, but so
So-
just from my understanding, oh, sorry, go ahead, Pam.
So are we saying, okay, we're going to make our budget bigger? Or do we try to subtract from some other item on the budget in order to make up for the larger expenditures of these 4 items?
No, we're not increasing the budget overall. We had budgeted just over $200,000. It was $86,000, sorry, for the overall expenditures for this year. So that remains balanced. I took so we didn't have any capital expenditures. So I took from all those like yellowish, orangish highlights on that sheet. That's where I shifted funds from. So we didn't have, so I zeroed out the capital expenditures and the postage fees and the printing costs, right? I kind of equalized those out. All of our bills are paid otherwise from those. So there's no increase. It's just a shifting of line items.
Okay. Just for the record, I'm not seeing anything yellowish or orangish. I'm not seeing a spreadsheet. I'm seeing
I'm sorry.
something. What I downloaded is just,
Ours is blue. Look,
yeah, the blue. It has
Oh, it
2
didn't-
blue columns.
No, she's referencing the document that she attached yesterday.
the other one
And
from
she,
last week.
she,
Yeah, earlier
she,
in the week.
Yeah,
this is the document that was sent yesterday. And then
Different email.
and the actual revenue and expenditure sheet she sent today was just a backup on that, so.
All right. So I
Susie,
was
Can you explain the line item Main Street program? What exactly is the $6,000, which that's one that you took out? What exactly constitutes that?
Repeat your question, please, Bobby.
Like
Sorry.
office supplies, get that. Postage, get that. Printing, okay. Capital expenditure, sure. What exactly is the Main Street made up of?
So Main Street, that was covering, so that covers that expense is covering, oh gosh, what did I have in there? That was going to be the COVID-19, we had shifted money from the facade program and the signage program into that Main Street program, right? And with the intent of getting those mini grants out this year,
Yeah,
or like this fiscal year, I should say, because we're still going to get them out in 2020. There's just no way we are going to be able to get that money out before the end of, excuse me, one moment. Sorry about that. There's no way we're going to be able to expend those Main Street funds in the next week and a half. So, so that's where that's what that money was supposed to be for. And my thought for this upcoming fiscal year is that we will make a budget amendment when appropriate, and we'll take those funds that we had allocated for this current fiscal year for COVID-19 business relief. We'll add that into the 2021 budget. Does that make sense and answer your question?
yes, but it gets kind of hairy because in order to keep everything balanced for this moment that we're in right now, you're backing out the 19 grand. You're using
Nope.
it.
Nope. I'm only
No,
backing
is that
out.
not true?
I'm not. I'm only backing out just the 3186. I'm just backing that
Okay.
out. There will still be that 15,814 in that line item.
Right,
for,
because then where are you gonna get it from a month from now? Exactly. Okay, good.
so is that more clear?
Can we rename that instead of calling it the Main Street? Can we call it our COVID micro fund or something?
I've got some thoughts for the upcoming fiscal year, but yes, we can come up with something different.
This might be a weird question, but would we get any of the funds, which I think I just answered my own question, but since I'm already committed, will we get some of the funds that's going to be coming back to the city from the federal government regarding COVID? Or is that just going to go straight to, and I know this might be random, but I was just thinking it too. Or would that just be going back to the city, and the city is going to allot it to different, different programs? Or, hopefully someone followed me because I'm trying to get this beeping out of my head. There's something going on my street that the city never told me about, but.
Yeah, good question.
I totally was picking up where you're going. And yes, that all those federal funds for COVID-19, that's going to go to the city. The DDA has not had, we're not doing anything with those dollars. That's all city.
And so there's nothing that the DDA by itself can ask for or, get reimbursed for. I'm just curious in how we can.
Yeah, good question, Kelly.
I truthfully haven't really looked into how if the DDA can just request for anything. I mean,
That's probably a Cheryl question now that I see that she's on here. So I will ask her that question also.
Okay.
Yeah, certainly in the past, there's been under a state of emergency an allocation of funds that potentially municipalities could reach out for treating the issue that was the state of emergency. I remember that one from other places. So probably a fair question, Kelly. Good job.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions around the minor adjustments to our fiscal year 1920 budget that we are amending here? All right. So I believe we need a motion to adopt these amendments as so presented.
And forward them to council, please.
And forward them to council.
I'll make the motion to accept it.
Second.
We've got a couple seconds there. Great. And then I need to do a roll call vote on that. So Brian Ford in favor.
Yes.
Kelly Garrett in favor.
Yes.
Cheryl Mitchell in favor.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose her again?
Nope, I think she's on mute. Cheryl?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep, there we go. Bobby Levens,
Yes.
Fred Prime,
Yes.
Pam Schurmeyer,
Yes.
and Sugg, yes.
And Dan Vertibar, I noticed is on here as well. So
Oh, welcome, Dan Verdemeyer. Are you there?
I see a little.
Let me see here. Dan, are you there?
Huh. Well, I see his name, but
Going one more time. Dan Verdebar, are you there? You might be having a connection issue. Okay, so we do have a quorum, and we did have a unanimous vote, so I think we're good.
all right.
All right, so now on to the last item on our new business meeting date. So we were given the choices to replace the 17th with the 15th or the 16th at noon. So any oppositions to either one of those dates?
Or a preference, either way.
I'm open both. Hearing no objection, Susie, pick a date.
Then I'm gonna say let's do Thursday.
Thursday, the 16th at noon. We will issue a new invite for that. I don't need a vote on that, right?
Yeah, let's do a vote just to make it official.
All right. Because we
Mr.
are moving our
Chairman?
official.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Before you start, I just want to add a comment that the governor has extended the emergency order that public meetings can be held virtually through the end of July. So are we anticipating that this meeting will be on a virtual format?
Yeah, sorry, Cheryl. We did talk about that a little bit earlier. This will be in the virtual format.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that. I'm certainly not in tune on that stuff. So, all right. So, all in favor, I'm going to go on through the list. Brian Ford,
Yes.
Kelly Garrett in favor,
Yes.
Cheryl Mitchell,
Yes.
Bobby Levens,
Bobby?
Golly, I'm sorry. Moot. Yes.
is it cocktail hour? Oh, I shouldn't say that here. All right, Bobby, she's in favor. Fred Prime,
Yes.
Pam Schurmeyer,
Yes.
and Dan Verdebar going once. No answer, and Dan Sugg, yes. So we have again a unanimous consent that the meeting will move from the 17th to the, what did we say, 16th?
Yes. 16th at 12 noon.
All right, great. All right, any public comment in this section of the meeting? I do have a couple of unnamed users in. All right, hearing no public comment. Anything else, Susie?
Just thank you to everybody that was able to make it to the corridor cleanup. Largest turnout yet. So super exciting. And we're next time I know Kelly will be able to join us because she was doing other wonderful things for the community. So we got to split our time where we can. So we appreciate everybody doing awesome things. And
Just needed to be on the record. That's all. Just needed to be on the record. I'm looking over here. It's recorded, so make sure that it's recorded. I was busy doing other City of Lathrop Village stuff. Thank you.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and certainly, Susie, I want to publicly thank you. You put a lot of work in that, and you're certainly your helper there. Your daughter coming along and helping was a very nice touch, and everybody appreciated your organizational skills. And while you were a little slow with the water on the gator for this guy, but things went pretty well. So it was a good time. It was fun.
I was really pleased with it. I'm still working on things with the road commission, so hopefully we'll have at least a fall cleanup. Stay tuned. And just a couple of exciting things, just real quick. Pam Sherman already knows, but we got our planters in. Woo! So, yeah, so they came in on Monday, and I know we're late into the flower game, but
Yeah.
we'll get there, right? So
Late than never, Susie.
better late than never. So we've got our planters, the big planters and the hanging baskets. I've already started talking with the DPW about getting on their schedule to get everything installed. So, so that's exciting news. And then just so you all know, since I've been very delinquent in getting my emails out to everybody, my summer schedule, I will be in the office on Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and then working remotely on Wednesdays and Fridays. So, I just want to make sure you are all aware of that. But that's
Okay,
all.
sounds good.
That's all the major news I have for now.
All right. Anything else for the good of the group?
Tomorrow we will be giving out food again at where am I at? City of Lathrup, the city hall. And it's free food. So I don't know if you want to do this or not, Susie, but they really are bugging me about they've extended it to the end of August about giving away this free produce. I just have to admit it, I'm busy. And committing to that is, I don't want us to lose out, and I would like for us to do. I don't know if that's something the DDA would like to do, and maybe because we can do it whenever, it doesn't have to be on a Saturday, it can be whenever. We seem to have a really big turnout, and I don't know, maybe we can get Michigan First back involved again and have it there.
Smooth. I like that. That was good. That was good.
But just let me know if you all think that that's something that we can do. I personally, I mean, it's great, to do, but it is takes a lot, and they do want us to do it weekly through August.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's actually very sad in a way because ours in Southfield Public Schools seems to be the only one in this area that does so well because the one that's up on 12 Mile at the church, they always have leftover food. I was up there yesterday and they have leftover food.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's odd. But I mean, there'd be such a vast difference. But DDA board, that one's up to you. If you would
I'm
like
thinking
to.
that maybe we can get one of the businesses in the area to host it, not just in Michigan First, but even if we did it, I don't know, in the parking lot of, and I'm sorry, I really don't know what's going on my street. You would think I would if you can hear all that background noise, but they're doing something. So anyway, maybe at the Citizens Bank, I don't know if we could do something there or possibly in the school parking lot.
Oh, that would be a good question for our friends.
No, I just wanted to put it out there.
All right.
So is it really just a commitment of people? I mean, or where does the produce come from?
The produce is actually a program through USDA agriculture from Farmers to Family, which is the actual website. It is for the farmers that was this is gonna sound crazy, producing produce for all the restaurants and schools and things like that, and they got backed up because obviously they weren't open, and so they get paid from the government for giving X amount of boxes away to nonprofits, government entities, churches, things to that extent. So where the need comes from is from people. You technically do need a forklift unless you have some strong people that can take the boxes directly off of the truck and hand it to someone else. But that's really tiring. And then you need also like a setup with cones and just the way that you have to make traffic to keep moving because it should be no contact.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Boy, the charter building would be really ideal for that. You could use the drive-through area maybe.
I didn't hear you.
Said the charter
I'm
building.
sorry, if you're not
Sam's
speaking, we're getting some
charter would
background
be
noise. If you
ideal
give
for
me
that,
your phone,
sounds
please.
like Kelly. You could use the drive-through area.
That was for the bank?
I would suggest that we maybe get some more information to see exactly coordinate and how to do that. And then let's put it out to the group and we can actually start to handle that via the email network. And if we need to pull together to authorize something, then we can do that too. So Susie, can you take that one away,
Yeah, to do that? Yep.
please?
Yep. Okay.
All right. Any other new
Chair-
business before we adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, it's Cheryl. I have one more question.
Yep.
I had on the calendar June 29th, a joint meeting with Planning Commission, DDA, and Council. And I don't know if this was discussed before I was able to hear everyone, but is that still on or is that going to be rescheduled?
I think we're going to need to reschedule that a bit. I don't think that we're ready to, I don't think we're ready yet to discuss because it would be for the not the open house, the comprehensive plan. I don't think we're ready to, I don't think we have a draft yet ready for discussion. So we'll reschedule that for later in the fall, I guess would be a better way to.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, that was a great question, Cheryl. I also had that on my calendar too, and I was looking at it, wondering if it was going to happen. So Susie, you have an invite out there. You may want to amend that.
Okay. Thank you for the note.
All right. Anything else? All right. With that, we will adjourn the meeting. Thanks, guys. Talk to y'all soon. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy
Thank you.
Father's Day. Have a good one.